Goblin because he didn't want to add another race.
Okay. So Demi is, and he's not here today, of course.
Yeah, no.
All right. So today we have, who do we have today?
Ideal.
Ideal the
Tiefling,
Tiefling,
Valtan the Kobold, and Tog the Goblin.
Tog
Yep.
the Goblin, and
Dang,
Watson.
we got all the variety on this day.
Watson the
Yeah, we got all
Kobold.
the
So Kobold, so
all the
there's
good
only
shit.
3. All right, that's cool. All right, so usually how you join Scum is by force, and I believe nobody has a wisdom of like 3 in this group right at the moment.
11.
I have 15.
15's fine. 15's perfect fine. And the
Also,
Kobold. All right, so you guys are not stupid enough to join Scum. That's a good thing, maybe. Who knows at this point? Okay, so whatever happened to you, you probably were caught doing something. Maybe stealing, maybe trying to help the elderly. I guess that's looked down upon in this society. You pissed off the wrong noble. We can get into your backstory of how you came into Scum later within the role-playing session. But whatever had happened, you were caught, and you were literally dragged from, whatever holding cell you came from, and you were brought to this large establishment that resembles kind of, it looks like the ugliest building you probably have seen. And the ugliest building in the world, coincidentally, is in the U.S. It is the Boston City Hall. So it looks like a large gray building with multiple non-stylized windows. It looks like more like a corporate.
Oh, that is ugly.
Yeah, it looks like more like a corporate prison than it does like a government building. Though it is actually you can insert things here and there. But yeah, that's what you're dragged into. And when you're first dragged into the area, I don't have a map of this because I had to create the map, and then I am crap at drawing. So you enter enter through the double doors, and there is a small foyer, and past the foyer there are 2 large ogre guards. Both of them have great clubs that look like one-handed clubs, and past the ogres, you're filed in front of a desk where there is a robed, judge-like individual, and he's human. So he's just wearing the black robes, and like in quick succession, each person that goes in front of him, is given their sentence. Like you guys are probably marched in together because they usually do this in large groups. So we can say the first person, the first person of your group, Ideal, is behind the line, and there is another. There's a tiefling and a couple of goblins and a couple of kobolds in front of him, and this judge is going like, okay, 100 years in Scum, gavel goes down, next. All right, murder of a dignitary, pit of scorpions, then Scum after 1 week, gavel next. And he does that for a few times, and then he gives them like a 10-second window to give them their defense, and a lot of them don't even can't even, are like stunned, and then they're just shuffled off. They don't even have time for their defense. So Ideal comes up to this guy, and the judge says, okay, quickly, what are you in for? Ideal.
I saved an old man's life.
Okay.
My god told me it wasn't his time.
Okay, and what's your defense? And you
My
see
god-
him counting 1, 2, 3. So defense, please.
My god told me it wasn't his time.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks at you. Are you on an infernal or an abyssal tiefling ideal?
Infernal.
You're infernal, so you're the upper class. Okay. He's like, scum. 50 years. Next. And Tog is actually behind you. And Tog, what are you in for? The judge says.
Killing one of the guards of Jareth, I believe.
Jareth.
The king of the...
King Jareth?
Yes.
Really? What's your defense?
I don't know what he was doing hiding in the forest.
Alright, 70 years scum. Next. Valtan, right?
Yep.
Alright, what are you in for?
I stab him. No, just kidding.
Stabbing?
No, just kidding. Drug exchange?
Drug exchange? Alright, and your defense, sir?
A shrug.
Alright, 60 year scum. Next. Alright, so after you guys are, herded away from the judge, a couple of the ogre guards start herding you towards a large room labeled auditorium. And I am actually going to move you guys, and if you can put your token pieces... There we go. So that's the auditorium. You can take any seat you want. The directors aren't there yet, so you can... And this is just kind of a proof of concept. This is... and I will go through the directors individually. You can also roll checks at this point to see, if you want to know more about each director I go through. They are the head of SKUMB, pretty much. There are 7 directors, and there's 1 head director. And they will probably come out momentarily. So, yep. And ideal is where? And
Yeah, sit behind a scary guy.
yeah. Okay.
What is that? Is that like the actual guy? Like,
that's roughly what they look like. So I'm going to go through the directors individually. So you guys are herded into this auditorium. It looks like...
I don't think I'm in there.
I don't think you're in there too.
well, drag and drop your thing in there.
Yeah, just drag and drop your portrait.
In your bio. Just
Yeah,
click
there we
and
go.
click in there.
I gave you theirs, and let me give you control of that. Determine the character settings. So you should be able to control your character. Can you?
Not as far as I can tell.
Let me see. Represents ideal. Control, determine my character settings. Okay, you got your own. Alright, that's fine.
I can't control that either.
Well, it's a proof of concept. We can figure it out in a minute. So let's say you're sitting in the back. And if you've ever been, you guys have been to a high school auditorium.
Never.
Never, of course.
I went to a private school.
Was it a nice auditorium?
Ooh. No, the ground was dusty.
Well, this auditorium looks like a typical public school auditorium which hasn't been kept up for a while. There's like a bare stage with a red curtain, and the seats are made of wood, but they're kind of splintered and slightly dusty. So it's probably been a week since the last assembly, but so you're marched in.
Okay, now I can control.
Okay, you're marched in, the curtain pulls away, and filing up to the stage are 7 individuals, and they are introduced in this order. You have Director M, who appears to be human. And if you guys want to roll knowledge checks at any point in this game, you can, and I can tell you a little more if you roll well on.
I don't know anything. Here we go, starting off right.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20 and he rolls a 1.
All right. So, is there a particular directors you guys wanted to know about?
I'm just gonna roll 1 for each.
Okay. So you rolled a. Did you roll the 1?
I rolled a 1.
All right. So Director M is all you know is he's from the relatively savage lands.
I'm sorry, can you like make
Oh,
this
that
circle?
name.
Which one is M?
M is this guy right here. I
Old
think.
guy?
Yeah. No, not the old
Okay.
guy. This guy.
Okay.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Is his nameplate not showing?
I can only
Only
see
Director
Only
Director O.
Director O.
Oh, okay. Let me change that. So director.
The
Why?
relatively savage lands.
Yes, he is. And not dead.
You failed so bad you killed the man.
All right. So that's director M. Right there. All you know from your roll, and who rolled the 20? I'm sorry, it's really hard to.
I did, and I wanted to check out this chick.
All right, you know her as Director A. She is a vampire. Um,
A vampire or the damp ears or whatever?
no, she is a straight up vampire.
So she has 18 dex, 18 con, 18 strength. Okay.
As far as you know. Or she could have class levels, as far as you know. So Director M is a barbarian from the relatively savage lands. That's really all you know about him with your role. Director A, which is her, and I will show her nameplate, is a vampire. She lives in the Necropolis, the capital city. She is kind of a shady character. You have heard that she, besides being your typical vampire, has a huge vendetta against, and she's pretty racist about anybody who's living. And this spans across all the monsters. She doesn't like beholders. She doesn't like mind flayers. She's very comfortable with her own.
Is she okay with other vampires?
She is fine with other vampires.
Other than that, she hates everything.
She hates
skeletons.
Yeah, she likes
Zombies.
skeletons, zombies, ghouls.
What about tieflings? Does she hate tieflings?
She most likely hates tieflings because they are alive. And she hates all that is living. Director X, this individual. Let me let you see.
I
his
like
name.
him.
Yeah, he is. Did you guys want to roll for him or?
Oh, yeah.
I would like to.
All right, go
I'll
ahead.
just roll a 1 again, but I'll try.
All right. Okay, Valtan knows that as hobgoblins go, you know that hobgoblins are usually the outcasts of their race, and Director X is no exception. Unlike a regular goblin, he is clever, he is manipulating, he is savage or cunningly savage, or has savage cunning. You're not quite sure which, but he is very intelligent, and he is also a little shifty, and that's really all you know about him. A lot of the directors are kind of like, their motives are kind of shrouded in mystery, so to speak. They have a lot of minions to do their bidding, so, and a lot of them use their minions in a way where if their minions get caught, they might not necessarily acknowledge those individuals. So that's Director X, the Hobgoblin. This guy is a Baylor. He is very clearly a Baylor. He is Director D. And yeah, he is a demon. He hails from New Jersey. Where
all demons come from.
Yeah, where all demons come from, and where tieflings, a lot of tieflings are from.
Is that actually a place? I missed that.
New Jersey is a place in the world.
I completely missed that.
Yeah.
It's where I was raised, dude.
Yep, it's where he was raised. And let's see. And then we have New Jersey.
Oh, I got it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I didn't pronounce it like that the first time I saw it.
And over here we have Director O. Director
Insight
O.
check.
Director O appears to be a very attractive woman.
Yes, she does.
Red hair, green eyes, very shapely hourglass figure. Did anybody else want to roll an insight check on Director O?
Not Tog.
Not Tog.
No.
What's Tog doing? What is each one of you doing as each one of these directors
He's like picking
are?
his nose.
Tog is staying far away from the Kobold and the Hobgoblin as he likes neither.
Mm.
I want stealth. I want to be hiding.
You can hide. You can roll stealth.
28.
20. All right, you
Crouched down.
What
like-
the F do you have in
By-
stealth?
You said Kobold's get a +4 to stealth.
they do get a +4 to
that-
stealth.
Okay, I have a
Oh.
+9, just saying.
So whoever was paying attention to Valtan, he seems to disappear. And let me roll. I don't think the ogres are gonna see you. No, of course not.
You could climb on the demon's back and he wouldn't notice.
I'm thinking about it, dude. Acrobatics, man.
So for all intents and purposes, Director O appears to be a very attractive woman. Director W, this guy right here.
Which one appears to be the most dangerous, like, immediately?
Immediately the Baylor. Like,
The Baylor?
no question. The Baylor and Director W, who is a mind flayer or an illithid. He doesn't like the word mind flayer from your check. He prefers the term illithid. He feels mind flayer conveys a type of stereotype to his species. You know, they don't only flay minds. I mean, they do many more things. You know, they've instilled culture in the land, and they have introduced more great gourmet delicacies such as brains of certain sentient creatures. But we don't have to pay attention to that. So,
Get out of my sheet.
and then the
your
next
character clicked on
person,
it.
the next person that is introduced is Director S. Director S has multiple heads.
Nice.
He is a medium-sized, from what you hear, half-dragon. He is blessed by Tiamat, according to the rumors, hence why he has multiple heads. However, you do notice quite clearly that all the heads on this guy, he has 5 heads. And Tiamat, it's very common knowledge, Queen of the Chromatic Dragons, has also 5 heads representing each Chromatic Dragon: red, white, blue, green, black. All his 5 heads are green. Now you can roll insight to get more on that, but he
Would I know, being a kobold?
Yes, you would know. Actually, roll insight for me. This goes a little more. You know of this individual? Okay. So you don't think he is a chosen of Tiamat? If a chosen of Tiamat represents all the chromatic dragons. If he was a chosen, his heads would have different colors. They are all green for some reason. We don't know. You don't know. You're not sure why.
I'm gonna say, green dragons suck.
Oh, you want to play that? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. All right. We can.
This is why I'm on the opposite side of the room as him.
Actually, this is gonna be this has to be like a personal roll. So I brought some dice. So let's just look at this guy's plus. You might be lucky. I might roll 1. You are hiding. You have
I have a lot of stealth.
You have a terribly high stealth,
28 stealth, man. 28.
But this guy's the quote unquote chosen of Tiamat.
Dude, doesn't he get like 8 checks or however many heads he has?
He might. So.
Red dragons are better.
4, 18.
Oh, you're actually giving him so many rolls.
He has 5 heads. Oh, there's a crit right there.
No.
I'm sorry. I could take a picture of this and
Isn't
post
it
it on the chat
disadvantage?
later.
Disadvantage yet?
So, you want me to roll 5 more times? um. So, immediately, Director S turns around and one of his heads roars, "Who said that?" Are you gonna say anything, Valtan?
Oh fuck no. I'm still hiding.
And he goes
Wait. I'm gonna move.
All right.
Over here.
All right.
Alright, over here.
All right. So for your move, I'm gonna ask for one more stealth roll because you had to move sneakily through a crowd of people.
25.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately,
No.
that crit helped me a lot. He hops off the stage. His heads are dripping with acid. Green dragons are known for breathing acid.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, and you know that if you've watched the Alien movies, then it literally his saliva is probably infused with this acid at this point too. So he goes over to where you are hiding. I am going to give you a chance to cause a distraction with somebody nearby you.
Cause a distraction.
Yes. I am going to give you the chance to in games where you can throw a rock or you can make another noise. I'm going to give you that chance to make somebody else speak up besides you.
Okay. Well, I didn't start with any rocks because should I just
you
assume
have
I got,
5
20?
you have 5 rocks.
5, okay.
Yeah, I am going, and you better roll well.
Yeah, I'll sling someone in the face.
Okay. And of course Director S roars again, "Who said that?"
Like the weakest, the guy with the lowest AC I'm looking for.
All right, you spot another kobold. He has he looks like he's an amputee. He doesn't have a left arm, and he has an eye patch, and he has a wooden leg, and this guy looks like he's been just torn up to hell.
What color is he?
He is white, and as a kobold, the white variety of dragon / kobold usually are a little more dim-witted.
Is there anyone else? I like kobolds.
Okay. There's also, you gotta do. This is really quick, so I'm only giving you 2 choices here.
Sure.
There's that kobold, and there's a goblin.
14 AC.
All right, that will hit. So you hear the goblin go, "Ah!" And immediately Director S turns his head, fixes his gaze to the goblins, and breathe, all 5 heads immediately breathe on him. And maybe he's lucky. Let's see. 3 dice. There's a 1, but there's a 15 and a 12. 18, 19, 16. He becomes liquid. Straight up, passes through everything, becomes liquid.
Turns out it was
if he was a player
sorry.
character, would that kill him
that's
outright?
what I was waiting for.
You would probably be very, very injured. I wouldn't kill you within the first hour of the game. I mean, what kind?
Where I didn't do anything.
And that's what I'm talking about. If you guys think you can get away with something, try it, pin it on another person. But just saying, this is probably what the tone of the game is going to be like. So Director S looks very satisfied with his kill and goes back to his spot. You saw all the directors were just looking at their nails, yawning, waiting for Director S to get to complete his task and just go back. Director A is then introduced. She's a vampire, like I said. She looks very bored with the entire affair. And then, hobbling out from behind the stage, comes this little old man right here. He is introduced as the head director. And he stumbles into the onto the stage. You don't even have to roll insight. He is clearly very, very, very drunk. He barely makes it to the front of the stage, and he's like, welcome to what are we again? And Director M's like, SKUMB, head director. Oh, right. Welcome to your initiation to SKUMB. We have a lot of good things for you guys, I think. Or maybe that was for the real agents.
Whoa, where am I dead?
You're not. I don't know why you're dead. Did you put an X over yourself?
Who did that?
So, you guys will be... All of you guys are to report to R&D after this meeting. And I am going to go take a nap in my office. And then all of a sudden, he lets out this huge fiery belch that incinerates, actually, how many people does it incinerate? Holy shit. Hey, Valtan? You're in the front.
No.
I need you to roll a dex check for me. A dex save
against
for me,
spell?
please. Yeah, against spell.
I gotta get a +2.
It's a fire spell too. I don't know what color you are.
12.
Okay.
Red.
Okay, you're red. All right. So he just lets out this belch. You have 14 hit points.
Oh god.
Let's roll some dice. All right. Take 10 off, please.
Okay.
And this just fiery belt, and for a moment, you guys see his head turn into the head of a red dragon, and
this guy.
it just shapeshifts back to small little elderly human, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that. Well, can we clean that up?" And Director W, points to a couple of the ogres and points to the mess in the front, and they start marching down to clean up charred remains of the first row. And the head director, I knew I shouldn't have drank. Okay, maybe I should stop doing that. HR didn't appreciate that. Anyways, good meeting all of you. Report to R&D to see what groups you are going to be put in, and I'll see you guys later. And he just starts stumbling off back into the curtain, and all the directors start filing after and keeping a huge distance away from the head director, because fire doesn't go well with a couple of them. So he staggers off.
Roll something.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to do before your
Would I roll to see because I think I would know dragons can polymorph and stuff, whatever, right?
Roll no. Do you have knowledge?
I don't have much anything with knowledge checks.
Roll history, insights. Roll something. You're a kobold. I mean.
I have a +0 on all of that, so.
Okay, that's fine. Ideal, did you want to roll? That was for the head director?
Yeah.
The head director is, it's common knowledge that he is half dragon, half drunk.
Oh, okay.
Half alcoholic, so to speak. But he is half dragon, as far as you know, half red dragon. It's weird because he doesn't resemble any half dragon there's a rumor that he is actually full dragon with an alcohol problem, but he doesn't have an alcohol problem. I mean, what's wrong with alcohol? What's wrong with partaking almost every waking moment that that you're around, that you're doing work, you're drinking at work, you're drinking, in the club. I mean, what's wrong with drinking like all the
That's the
time?
life.
Exactly, that's the life. I
Yes,
mean,
Jeremy.
we would never ever call what he has an affliction, because infliction, means there's something bad about your person, and of course that's not the case with the head director. Um,
Do we know
Yes,
why
Jeremy.
they have their names? A, is it like initial
um,
or?
the directors, it's been told that they gave the names to themselves. Um, However, there is a rumor that they picked the letter of their predecessor, or they the predecessor came to a horrible, horrible accident before they arrived, or before they were promoted, so to speak. Um,
Are these
so
all the directors?
these are all the directors. These There may have been more at some point when the organization began, but these are all of them. Um, so they all file off. So they file off into the back room somewhere. You don't know where they went.